Hi Facebook, it's Kat, and this is Kat's Live Vid. It's been a little while since I've seen you. I've been extremely busy and I apologize, but I am here today and it is Thursday, and today we are going to be talking about bad habits. And I wanted to come to you after a few days since I haven't seen you with relationships. You know, that's one of my things. I love to talk about relationships, and it's really just my personal opinions. So I just want you to know that right up front. These are things that through my experience I have found have helped. And usually with any topic, I do research and I try to compare my feelings with the professionals, and this is what we've come up with. So today we're going to talk about how hard relationships are. And oh my goodness, they're hard, right? So when we know that they're hard to begin with, what we don't want to do is add bad habits into our relationship and make them even harder than they need to be. What we want to do is make our relationships easier. We want to work on things to make our lives easier, and certainly with our partners, we want to keep it going. But sometimes bad habits can, seem trivial, but then after they've built up and you get enough bad habits, it can truly damage your relationship. And a real intimate, truly loving relationship is one where there's two people that show great respect and love and affection even during the difficult times. And that's really when it that's like the real shower of a relationship. When things are difficult, can you power through and can you continue to show respect? So today we're going to talk about 8 bad habits that are making your relationship harder than it needs to be. So the first one is not being present. Have you ever been out to dinner and you look over and you see a couple sitting there and they're not even interacting at all? You think that you live with somebody, and when you're living with somebody, you can't get any closer than that, but you can be with somebody but be lonely. You can be, not alone and still be lonely. And that's that being present kind of feeling. So what you want to do is, when you have that quality ability, that quality time ability, to take advantage of it, and do not remove yourself by being on your electronics or zoning out. Be present with your partner so that you can build on your relationship. The second thing that's hurtful to your relationship, a bad habit, is going to bed at different times. Now, sometimes we have work schedules, we have responsibilities that make it very difficult to go to bed at the same time. However, when we don't go to bed at the same time, you don't have to go to sleep. You can go to bed, you can read together, you can do other things. This affects your intimacy. So it's important to have that together time, have that snuggle time, or, the bedroom, there's 2 things that should happen in there, and we need to be there together. So you want to take the time and make it a priority to go up to bed at the same time. The third thing is picking on each other. Now, this might sound funny, but even when you joke around and you're picking on your significant other, it can be sometimes a joke and sometimes it's not a joke. Sometimes it's a little bit passive aggressive. Have you noticed that can happen? So sometimes we need to be very aware of what we're saying, even when we think that we're joking, because that can be detrimental to your relationship. Because what it does is, it, of course, is passive aggressive, but it also can be hurtful because it's a consistent thing. So my advice to you is, if you have to communicate about something, communicate it. Don't put it in a snide remark. Don't put it in a false joke. Communicate with your partner and keep those lines open so that you can just have fun with each other and not try to dig them when you have a chance. Now, this one's a big one. A bad habit of couples is when they're comparing other situations to their own. So have you ever been scrolling through social media and you see these pictures of these couples? They're cooking together, they're going on vacation together, they're doing selfies together, and you think, oh my God, why can't my relationship be more like that? Why can't my guy take a selfie with me? Why can't we? Guess what? You only know what you see. So I hope everybody has an awesome, perfect, wonderful relationship, but do not compare your relationship to somebody else's, because you don't really know what's going on in that relationship. So instead of comparing your relationship, just work on your own relationship. Work on the positive things that you can offer in your relationship. Okay, moving on. So number 5 bad habit that we're going to talk about today is waiting for your partner to initiate intimacy. When I talk about intimacy, I mean any kind of affection whatsoever. Listen, I think that at some point in our life, we've all run into this situation. I know I absolutely have. You get, for some reason, these things in your head that somebody else should be doing something. Guys, if you want to be affectionate, if you want to be intimate, do something about it, because your partner might be feeling exactly the same way that you do. So when you want some affection, offer it up, and more than likely you will get it in return. So make sure that if you want something, go out and get it. Number 6, I am absolutely bad at this. This is a bad habit that I have. I can absolutely admit this about myself. One of the things that we do is we choose the wrong time to talk about things. Now, if you know that your partner is tired when they get home from work and you have something important you want to talk to them about, don't pick that time. If they're cranky in the morning before they have their coffee, don't start a deep conversation before they get that first cup down. Think about, if you have something important that you want to communicate with, pick your timing wisely, because they'll be much more receptive to it. And if you're constantly trying to have a chat at that bad time, they're always going to put you off. You're going to feel, a little dejected, and they're going to feel like you're nagging all the time. So you want to pick your times wisely when you choose to talk to your partner about anything that might be a little bit important. Okay, number 7, dredging up the past. This is a huge bad habit. Now, my advice to you is this. If you have issues from the past that have not been resolved, deal with them, but resolve them. Once you've dealt with the situation, move past it. And if you can't move past it, then you have some decisions to make. But if you've communicated with it, if it's a problem that happened, if you've forgiven it, whatever the situation is, leave the past in the past and deal with the present and the now. So don't dredge up the past. Every time you have a little fight about something that might remind you of something, guess what? Fight fairly, be kind to your partner, and be respectful even in times of difficulty. And then the very last problem, the bad habit that we have, is never fighting. Guys, if you never fight, I think you're inhuman. I don't know what the deal is. I think that's awesome, but a little bit kind of strange, because if we don't talk or communicate about things that are bothering us, they're going to build up, and it's going to compile, and it's going to boom, it's going to explode. And when we're dealing with conflict, it actually helps us to learn how to compromise with our partner. So it's important that we keep our communication open. So I don't say you have to have a knockdown, drag out fight with your partner, but if something is rubbing you the wrong way, communicate about it before it becomes a real problem. So that's all I have to talk about tonight. Tonight I wanted to just talk about relationships and how bad habits can hurt our already difficult relationships. So we want to work on only positive habits so that we can make our lives easier, better, more fun, and of course, more loving. So guys, thank you so much if you joined me tonight, and I hope that I bring you some value. Please share it if I have, and we're going to get into some good things next week. I am not traveling except for one day, so you'll be stuck with me all week. I'm going to be coming on and sharing what I'd like to think is some good information. So guys, thank you so much. Shoot me a hello in the little chat box if I haven't seen you for a while, and let's catch up. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.